I was trying to Winter come. Up here, we're going to the hot coats or thing. This is like
mornings on News Channel 3 Daybreak.
Also, musicians come together in a new band, Justice Brothers Monday.
From WREG in Memphis, this is News Channel 3 Daybreak.
Good morning at 6 a.m. Happy Mother's Day. Tell the moms out there. Thanks so much for joining us for Daybreak. I'm Nina Harrelson. We'll get your top stories in a minute, but we do want to check in with our weather expert, meteorologist Austin Onick. He is tracking the forecast for us, and Austin, you were just telling me it's not going to dry out today, unfortunately.
Potential for more problems in the way of rainfall later on. Now, so far, again, we've got some light scattered drizzle across the area. Not really seeing a lot of major amounts of visibility at this time, but once again, we will see some patchy areas of fog out there. Transmitter towers can be traffic lights moving along on Interstate 40 with some gray skies starting to break up a little bit. We might even catch some sunshine out there between the clouds. It's going to be for right now, and some fog. Visibility less than half a mile in numerous locations across much of the Mid-South, and continuing to see that chance of rainfall sticking around for a while. Most of what we've been looking at is down to the south and east of us, and will continue moving its way into Alabama, portions of southern and middle Tennessee, and off to the east. In the meantime, we're basically done with the rainfall in the Mid-South area, although we do still have some scattered light showers taking place into around northwestern Alabama from parts of Mississippi. Temperatures back in the lower to mid-50s. Winds are light down towards calm, so not much of a breeze. And for the rest of the day, again, patchy drizzle out there, decently cool, a little bit on the mild side again, not bad, but the temperatures will be at least about 10 to possibly 15 degrees below normal once again. So your air conditioning and your utility bill will catch a bit of a break for again today. Coming up in just a little bit, threat for severe weather has gone, but there's also the possibility of a decent warm-up heading our direction. We'll talk about that coming up in just a bit on News Channel 3 Daybreak.
Austin, thank you. Violence in West Memphis, Arkansas. Police there are searching for a killer after a shooting yesterday. Neighbors say their cameras may have captured the people responsible for the shooting on 19th Street.
Jesse Williams and his wife both startled around 10 a.m. Saturday morning when they heard several gunshots coming from the house 2 doors away.
And I told my husband, I said, well, if you hear a siren, somebody dead or something. So I went to the door and I told my husband, I said, police is all around and somebody got killed.
And Lizzie Williams believes she got a glimpse of the people responsible from the cameras outside her home.
So there were 3 uncles running through there at the shooting stopped. Who was it? Can't tell you who it was.
She doesn't know if her security system recorded it and hasn't been able to access the video. So far, police aren't saying much about the shooting at this house catty-corner to a West Memphis fire station and steps away from a convenience store. Neighbors, though, are concerned about the violence around them.
It's still pretty awesome over here. I don't know what's happening. All we do is just stay in front.
A few streets away, a 16-year-old was shot and killed last month while playing video games at his grandmother's house. It was one of 4 murders in West Memphis that week. At the time, police issued a warning to those committing the violent crimes they would do whatever it takes to put them in jail. Neighbors are hoping they keep their word.
I think some need to happen. You know, some need to happen because too much happening. It's not safe anymore.
WREG.
And some neighbors tell us the victim was on
the news.
Police haven't confirmed that. If you know anything about the shooting, call Crittenden County Crime Stoppers. That number's 870-732-4444. Police in Dyersburg are looking for some thieves who broke into several cars this week, stealing guns, money, and cell phones. This video was recorded Thursday at home in the Farms and Pioneer West area. But cars all across the city were targeted. Police say all the cars were unlocked. If you know anything, call Dyer County Crime Stoppers. That number's on your screen. And police in Blythe, Arkansas are searching for a man who stole a statue from a church. Surveillance video from the suspect taking off with the statue from Immaculate Conception Catholic Church on West Main Street. The thief was wearing a gray shirt, gray sweatpants, and a white hat, as you can see there. Blythe Crime Stoppers. if you think you recognize him or know anything. This morning, a Memphis man is in jail after trying to escape from bounty hunters. The bounty hunters were at a duplex Friday on Crimson Drive looking for Soweto Love, who had outstanding warrants. The bounty hunters say Love found his way into someone's attic. A woman who lives next door in the same duplex says she heard a crash, then saw Love coming into her home through her attic. Sheriff's deputies showed up, found Love hiding in a closet, and arrested him. In news across the nation, the man who was watching and now missing 4-year-old girl in Texas has been booked on suspicion of tampering with evidence.
Because I'm going to have to go get her on the thing.
Police have not said if the body of that girl, Malia Davis, has been found. 26-year-old Darian Benz was arrested yesterday at a relative's house. Police say they found blood evidence linked to Malia in Vence's apartment. A spokesman for the mother's family says the two were engaged, but the engagement was broken off. A pilot has been arrested in the murders of 3 people in Kentucky back in 2015. 51-year-old Christian Richard Martin is accused of the deaths of a married couple and their neighbor. The husband was found shot to death in his home back in November of 2015. The wife and neighbor were found a few miles away in a burned car. About 3.5 years later, Martin was indicted and arrested yesterday at a Louisville International Airport.
Low clouds across portions of the area, including a little bit of patchy fog across the Mid-South. View from the Germantown City Hall camera showing temperatures back into the mid-50s and visibility a little lower in some locations, but otherwise not doing too bad at this time. Traffic at I-240 in Poplar moving along quite nicely. Not seeing anything in the way of major problems, but we do have, again, some occasional wet roadways as we get some patchy drizzle and, of course, that fog settling onto the roadway surface. Visibility 1/2 mile or less in some locations across the area. Not enough for a dense fog advisory, but those showers making their way out of the picture on Storm Tracker 3S radar. Heaviest activity from northeast Mississippi into around northwestern Alabama, and more scattered light showers possible throughout the rest of the day. Mid-50s across the area right now, and should be making our way close to 70 degrees. That's still going to be about 10 to 15 degrees below normal for parts of the area today.
I don't know why I'm calling it
winds out of northwest, helping keep things cool, stirring things up by just a bit.
Camera.
Coming up in just a little bit, Mother's Day looking relatively okay, and some much more warmer weather on the way. Not quite a heat wave. We'll tell you about your warmer forecast coming up on News Channel 3 Daybreak.
All right, Austin, thank you. Romance scams have become a billion-dollar international epidemic. The big problem is that while most crime victims go to the police for help, victims of romantic fraud might not. They're frequently too embarrassed or too invested in the fantasy to talk about what's going on, and that can make it pretty difficult, if not impossible, for family members to stop it.
I knew that it was just a scam, and I told him that. I said, "You're being scammed." I said, "How stupid are you? Can't you see that?"
Monday on the news at 6, how one man lost hundreds of thousands of dollars and could be unknowingly helping organized criminals launder their money. Government turmoil continues in Venezuela. The economic impact it's having on citizens and why hundreds have been left hungry. And if you see news going on in your neighborhood, we want to hear from you. Give us a call at 901-543-2333. Send us an email at newstips@wrag.com or message us on Facebook.
Oh my god, my hair is the longest I ever had. So,
Why should you call about Trident University's online medical billing and coding program? The medical billing and coding industry is growing at a rapid pace and is expected to increase by 15%, faster than the average rate for all occupations. If eligible, you may receive financial aid to help jumpstart your education. It's time to make a change. Pick up the phone and call Trident University today to achieve the personal growth and increased career opportunities you've always dreamed of.
Addiction brings unimaginable pain to those who are suffering from it and their loved ones. If you're battling addiction, we understand that you're hurting, and we're here to help. Against all hope, you can get better and free yourself from addiction. You do not need to suffer any longer. Seek the treatment you deserve. Call the number on your screen and take the first step toward a lifetime of freedom and recovery.
Call 1-800-864-5087.
should I do one of those? Yeah, I don't top. crazy with that.
Call 1-800-996-6565 today. And do what you love online with Xfinity Internet for only $30 a month for 12 months. Xfinity delivers the internet speed you need to search, stream, and download. Plus, with Norton Security Online, your family will get advanced online protection at no additional cost. Call 1-800-996-6565 today and get speed, security, and balance from Xfinity for an amazing price. Xfinity delivers reliably fast internet speed and the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Get started with Xfinity Internet for just $30 a month for 12 months.
Get something right with it and
It's
get some
all backed
paper.
by our 30-day money-back guarantee, so it's risk-free. Experience
Great,
at a great low price from
so
Xfinity. Call 1-800-996-6565. That's 1-800-996-6565. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Yeah, sure.
Venezuela's opposition leader Juan Guaido is seeking to open relations with the U.S. military. The U.S. is backing him in his campaign to oust President Nicolas Maduro. Here's Adriana Diaz.
When the spark of a revolution was quickly extinguished 11 days ago, Venezuela returned to a stubborn stalemate between two self-proclaimed presidents. This remains an all too familiar sight for people who can no longer afford food. With inflation at more than 1,000,000%, this isn't enough to buy half a dozen eggs. Children are starving to death. Venezuela's child mortality rate has jumped 140% compared to 2008. Manuel Ortega's son died from malnutrition and meningitis. He was almost a year and a half old, but weighed a mere 13 pounds. The only thing she has is these beans. It'll have to feed the whole family. They haven't had breakfast. They're gonna eat these lentils today for their main meal, and she's gonna see if she finds food somewhere else. Is that me? She said, "It's not my fault." But amid the despair, there are helpers, like the women who run this community kitchen. Outside, the line of kids bearing bowls is long, but maybe the day's only meal. The program, called Alimenta la Solidaridad, or Feed the Solidarity, was created by Harvard-educated Venezuelan Roberto Petiño.
More than 300,000 children are in risk of dying because of the hunger crisis here in Venezuela.
Patiño says they feed roughly 10,000 children a day. How does it feel for you inside personally when you see kids starting to gain weight?
Well, it's really hopeful for me. We find energy and we find the possibility and the will to move forward when we see the impact that we're having on this children.
Adriana Diaz, CBS News, Caracas, Venezuela.
We're starting off your Mother's Day with some cloudy skies, but it looks like sunnier skies are heading our way as the week starts. The full forecast with meteorologist Austin Nonick will come back. It's AARP.
Are you joining AARP?
Actually, I just did.
Is it worth it?
Today, I read a great article on investing, found a sweet travel deal, used the caregiver finder for my dad, and
What's up, guys?
Join today for just $12 and your second membership is free. Gift discounts. So many ways to save. Instant resources, tips, and tools.
I'm gonna
Great
stop
offers
right
find
here.
you wherever you are.
I love the local retail discounts.
As a
But if I
member,
don't,
your voice will be heard.
then it will be like a
Join
master.
today for just $12 and your second
Yeah.
membership
I'm gonna
is
stop right
free.
here.
AARP saves us a lot.
Go lay down,
You both get instant discounts, access to resources, and all the benefits of AARP.
It's a smart thing to do.
Come here,
Plus,
like
when you
that,
call
and
today,
then
you
get up,
get
and
this
then go
travel bag and
outside.
AARP the magazine free.
Yeah,
Representatives are standing by for your call. Call 1-800-719-8404. That's 1-800-719-8404.
Yeah.
Do you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS? You qualify for the IRS's Fresh Start program. The Fresh Start program is one of the biggest tax breaks the IRS has offered. Call tax at 800-896-2170.